Hello everyone, and welcome again to another one of my videos here. And I'm going to talk about communication again, but this video is different than the other one that I just posted about communication and how to be more effective communicator within the classroom. What I wanted to talk today about is the specific objectives from this week's lesson that I think are important for us to kind of cover in a video and to discuss a little bit here. So if you looked here under the objectives for this week about effective communication, one of the things that we wanted you guys to understand and learn is the differences between audience, the purpose of your communication, the tone of your communication when it comes to academic, casual, and professional. Okay, so we've already kind of talked about effective and ineffective communication, and hopefully you're going to start putting those skills into use with your proper spelling and grammar. But what I wanted to talk about here is audience. Who is your audience? So when you're typing out a message, sometimes people don't take a moment to think about who is it that I'm writing this message to, because we know who it is. It's a friend, it's a family member, it's someone that we're trying to meet, whatever the case is. That's our audience. We don't really think about it too often. When we're communicating in an academic setting, who is our audience? Is it your classmates? Is it your instructor? Is it someone else within the school that you're talking to? So we have to think about, in the academic setting, who is our audience? What about casual? I've already kind of discussed about those. And then professional. Who's our professional audience? Well, it's a coworker, it's your boss, a supervisor, the CEO. Who is it that you're talking to? So before you write a message, a letter, an email, anything that's communication, take a moment and think about who is it that I'm writing to, my audience. What about the purpose? What is the purpose of this message? Are you simply doing participation? So you're just trying to type out enough words to meet the participation requirement, or are you doing something else? So what's the purpose within academics? Hopefully you're not typing just to meet a word count. Hopefully you're trying to write out your full explanation on something, providing good details and providing some explanation on what it is that you just learned. So when you're thinking about your academics, your schoolwork, what's the purpose of what you are writing? Casual is the same thing. What's the purpose? Are you asking someone to go maybe out on a date, to a movie? You're asking your parents a question about something. What's the purpose of this message? Also in professional, what's the purpose of your message to your boss, your coworker? If you write a message ever to the CEO, what's the purpose of that message that you're trying to send? Again, take a moment to think about, why am I writing this message? And then how you're going to write it. You have to take a moment. It doesn't take that long, but take a moment to think about, how am I going to put this message together to that person, my audience, okay? The last thing is the tone. You may think to yourself, this is kind of a weird thing to talk about. What's tone? How is tone effective in communication, or important in communication? It's very important. Think about it in academics. You can, and I'm sure you've done it before in the past when it comes to communication through text or emails or other social media, the way you write something can demonstrate your tone at that time. Hopefully you've heard the expression or the example that if you type a message in all caps, basically you're telling the other person that you're mad, that you're yelling at them. So don't type in all caps. Use your words carefully so that your tone doesn't come across as being angry or being upset with that person, demeaning them in any way. So you have to think about, what am I typing here? What's my tone? So for example, within academics, if you're writing a response to a classmate, and let's just say you didn't agree with that person, do you want to just start typing, I really don't think you understand what you're writing about, or you're wrong? That's poor tone. You can still communicate effectively to that person that maybe you disagree, and then explain why. You don't just jump out saying, I don't like what you said, I think you're crazy. You don't say something like that. That's very poor tone. Same thing in casual communication. We want to be careful on how we communicate with each other. Okay? And also in professional, we don't share certain things with certain people within a professional setting. We have to be careful on how we write it so that it's not going to be misunderstood. Because communication is a tricky thing. When we write something, we have to make sure that we take the time to understand who our audience is, the purpose of the message, and the tone in which it's written, so that the person who is reading it, they don't get, they understand what it is that you're trying to say. They don't misunderstand what the message is. Because I've seen it too often where something is written and the other person takes offense to it, and there was no offense meant in the original communication. So we have to take the time, and I think that's the main purpose of this video, is to let you guys know to take the time to think about these different things when you are communicating with other people. Because we're here in school and this is the academic setting, I want to make sure you guys always understand these points when it comes to audience and purpose and tone. If you're writing me a message and you want me to check your grade, or you disagree with a grade, do you want to come across as that you're yelling at me, or do you want to come across that you are asking a question? Because I don't mind that you ask me questions. I say it all the time. You can also ask me questions about your grade. That's fine. But come across in a way that your tone is good, that you're not yelling at me to do something. Same thing with your classmates. Never come across in such a way that it seems like you're yelling at them, or you strongly disagree with them, or you're telling them that they're wrong and to have their opinion. You can still write to them in a polite, professional way. So that's really the purpose of this video, is to hopefully get you guys to start thinking about how you are writing your assignments, how you are doing your participation, and making sure that you understand that your audience, the purpose of your message, the tone that you write that message is important for you to understand and to follow as you work on any assignment that you do. So again, hopefully this message or this video has come across as important, or that you've learned something from it. If you have questions at any time, definitely please feel free to let me know. You can send me messages, of course, within private messages, through email, whatever way works for you, you can contact me. So again, this was a great time for me to talk to you and to talk about this important topic, and we'll be together again on the next video.